Hi guys, welcome. If I haven't met you before, I'm Mr. Bale. I'm the digital media art teacher here at CHMS. Some of you I know from CHMS, some of you guys are from HMS and we've never met, but nice to virtually meet you. Today we're going to talk about using Photopea. Photopea is our stand-in this year for what we would normally do with Photoshop. Everything we can do in Photoshop, we can do with Photopea, and it's awesome. Most of you replied to me that you were able to open Photopea and it works okay. But some people said they don't know what to do, and that's okay. You don't know what to do yet, so we're going to talk about it today. So first things first, how to get to the site. This is it right here, photopea.com, Photopea.com, Photopea. The great thing about Photopea is it can do pretty much everything that we can do with Photoshop, except that it works in your browser. So you can use this on any computer, including a Chromebook, and I believe even on mobile devices. But generally speaking, you're going to use a Chromebook or an actual PC, a desktop or laptop. If you want to use your Chromebook, that's totally fine. If you prefer to work on a laptop or a desktop, that's okay too. Photopea is all online, so it runs right in your browser window. I'm using Google Chrome at the moment. I'm going to start by just clicking New Project. When I do that, this big window pops up with all this nonsense over here. I don't care about any of this stuff on this side. All I care about is the New Project area right here where it shows the size. For our purposes today, I'm going to make a document that is 1500 by 1500 pixels, okay? Give it a name if you want. In this case, I'm going to call it pizza, and this is my pizza document. When I click create, I'm going to get a nice white square, okay? So this is Photopea. This is the basic workspace. It's really pretty intuitive. If you've used Photoshop before, this is going to be very similar to Photoshop. But if you've never used it, then let me just give you the basics. I should talk about the video for a moment. Your video should be running in a different window in the background. If you want, you can split your screen and have the video on one side and your program on the other side. Or you can watch the video, pause it, and then come back over to the program. If you want, and this is easy for you, you can watch the video at double speed, you can skip ahead, whatever. But you should watch the entire video before you attempt doing anything, because you might miss important parts if you skip ahead. But if you want to watch it at double speed, or if you want to pause and slow down, rewind, whatever, you can do that. So this is Photopea. Over here on the left side are all of my tools. Hold on just a sec. I'm going to pause for a second here. Okay, sorry about that. I just had to check something. I wanted to verify that you can see my cursor, and you can, so it's fine. So over here on the left side, this is my toolbox, or toolbar, if you will. Toolbox, I like to call it. It has all of our basic tools. The ones we're going to need today, right here is the brush tool. The shortcut for the brush tool is B. Right below that, two below that, is the eraser tool. Right here, the shortcut for that is E. When I select a tool, such as the brush tool, you are going to see some options pop up here at the top. This is called the option bar. Okay, so these options are related to this tool. If I pick a different tool, you'll see the option bar changes to match the options related to that tool that I'm using. Okay, so if I grab my brush tool and start drawing something, you'll see what happens. The options that really matter for the brush tool are over here on the left side. The most important one is this one right here. This little drop down is the size of your brush. Okay, so a larger size brush obviously makes bigger marks. If I make a really huge brush, it'll cover the entire document really quickly. Okay. If I do something and I want to undo it, all I have to do is press Control, or if I have a Mac, Command Z. So Control Z. I can press it multiple times and it will undo multiple steps. So even if I have a whole bunch of individual little steps that I've done, Command Z, Control Z will allow me to undo up to 20 of those steps in a row. So I can step back individually through 20 individual steps. Okay. The other control that you really, or the other option that really matters for your brush is the brush hardness, which is right up here. So I'm going to set my size to 200. Okay, roughly 200. And a 200 pixel brush looks like this if I draw with it. Okay, it's a little bit lumpy, but don't worry about that. We'll talk about that later. This is with the hardness set to 100%. Okay, so my current brush hardness is 100%. And you can see it creates a nice, clean, sharp edge. If I turn the hardness of my brush to 0%, it looks like this. It'll give me a soft, sort of blended, faded out kind of airbrush sort of look. Okay, this can be useful for blending colors together, or if I made my brush really large, for example. There we go. When I draw with a soft brush, very large, it'll give me a very, very slow and smooth transition. So if I wanted to blend, say, two different colors together, I could do that very easily with a soft edge brush like this. Command Z, back to the beginning. So this right here is my brush size and brush hardness.
Please pardon the interruption if you haven't already done so. Now is the time to leave. Have a wonderful weekend.
Sorry. I thought I paused there, but I didn't actually. That's okay. So I can change the order of my layers by simply just swapping them, dragging them up and down. Unpause. Okay. So as I was saying, I can change the order of my layers very, very easily. I can also hide them. If I hit the little eyeball next to the layer, that will hide that layer. Okay. It's not permanently deleted. It's just a temporary hiding of it, hiding away, so that I can get it out of the way. Click the eyeball again and they come right back. If I want to delete a layer, it's very simple. Right down here at the bottom is the trash can.
Quinn Classy, you need to report to Student Services. Quinn Classy.
Quinn Claffey. If I want to delete a layer, all I have to do is hit the trash can and it goes away forever. Okay. Once I delete it, there's no bringing it back. I can press Command Z, of course, and it will come back. But once I've deleted something and then done a few other things, it's gone forever. So if you think you might want it later, just turn it off with the eyeball. That's it. So I want you to practice each of those things. Make sure that you can create new layers, experiment with trying out different brushes, experiment with changing the hardness of your brushes, experiment with changing your colors. Okay? I'm going to stop this video for now. This is a good place to stop. But I'm going to now immediately post the next step of this. So if you're good with all the tools, you think it makes sense, then go ahead and move on to the next video. Thanks.